have been waiting and waiting and waiting for a breakout game. For this guy right here to have a breakout game and become the reason why I said that, hey, he should be the starting running back in this 2025 season. But it hasn't happened, and he's been a bit of a disappointment. It's time to have a conversation about TreVeyon Henderson. And on today's Patriots Today by Chat Sports, we're going to be talking about TreVeyon Henderson and just what the hell has been up with him. Because every single week, it seems like his role has just diminished, and it's going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, and now he's completely fallen out of the Patriots rotation. I wanted to just ask you guys before we got started on today's show, are you concerned with TreVeyon Henderson? Are you concerned? Because I'm not necessarily 100% concerned, but it's definitely eye-opening, and that's the reason why we're making this video in the first place. So let me know down in the comments section. I just wanted to show you guys just how little he's been playing as of lately. Week 1, you saw 35% of the snaps. And then it was week 2, it was 31%. Week 3, you saw a bit of a higher percentage because Rhamondre Stevenson had all those fumbles. Antonio Gibson was fumbling. But after week 5, 29.7%. And then against the yesterday's game against the Titans, it dropped all the way down to 14%. And you see the rush share, 8% of the snaps. He has not been good, ladies and gentlemen. And even when he's getting the opportunity, I was looking at just his season stats as a whole. Yeah, he's still solid in the receiving game. You could see that game against Miami, 2 receptions for 30 yards. But against that Pittsburgh game, when you gave him the opportunity to be that starting running back, 11 carries for 28 yards, only 2.5 yards per carry. He hasn't been good. And the Patriots see that, and they're just like, well, we're just kind of lower, just put him down like in the rotation and not play him. Overall, as a whole, I mean, 43 carries, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, and a long rush of 14 yards. He was supposed to be that Patriots running back that was explosive. He was supposed to be the guy that could pass block, the guy that was going to take this offense and make it into a big running game. That's what we saw in the preseason as that speedster, the guy who could carry people on his back into the end zone, and now we're not even seeing him on special teams. This is not the same type of player that we saw in the preseason, and his game is not transitioned from the beginning of the year to what we are seeing right now. And if you don't believe me, some of the advanced analytics are also saying it. He's averaging 3.6 yards per attempt, and the big one that sticks out to me the most is that he has a negative 1.3 rushing yards over expected. So every time he gets the ball, he's expected to rush. I mean, do the math here. You add 4.9 yards per carry. That's what he is expected. And drop all the way that down. He has been a disappointment. And I don't know if it's the Patriots offensive line, but we saw yesterday with Rhamondre Stevenson how he ran the ball for 88 yards per carry, or 88 yards, and also having about 4.5 yards per carry. He was a solid. It felt like he was getting back on track. And then when you look at TreVeyon Henderson, he's fallen behind most rookie running backs. I mean, we saw last year going into the draft that he was probably the one that was going to be better than Quinshaw Judkins, better than R.J. Harvey, better than Amarian Hampton. But when you look at kind of what I showed you before with the rush share, with the snap count percentages, he's not even getting the same type of burn as that we're seeing. Obviously, Amarian Hampton is on the IR right now, but Quinshaw Judkins is getting 65% of the snaps, 89% of the rush shares. R.J. Harvey, who's not even their top running back, he's right behind J.K. Dobbins. He's still getting more burn than TreVeyon Henderson, who's only at almost a 14%. The Patriots clearly don't trust him, and they're not ready to kind of give him the keys. And we heard them, Mike Vrabel was asked about that on TreVeyon Henderson this morning on why he's not playing. And this is what he said. It's kind of just how it played out. Thought Rhamondre was running well, had some good protections. TreVeyon's going to be a large part of what we do. That's just kind of where it was at this week. And when he says played out, I kind of looked at it as, well, what do you mean played out? The Patriots were dominating the entire game. You were up in the third quarter, 31-13. You had the perfect opportunity to give a little bit of reps and snaps to a bad team, and you didn't. And it's kind of like, well, if it ain't, they're going with the mentality, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and don't stop the things that you're having success with. And the Patriots are having success in wins when Henderson is not on the field. When it's Rhamondre Stevenson as the main running back, you can see right here in wins, Henderson snaps drops over 10%. 10%. In losses, it's only 2, so it's a kind of small sample size with the Raiders game and the Steelers game. It's at 40.7%. And that just tells me that Mike Vrabel, he's letting Henderson get those reps, kind of get more reps to when he's forced to, when he has to try to make changes and try to have this team figure out something. And we saw it in the Steelers game that when he was given the opportunity to get all those reps, it did not work out. And he's been bad in pass coverage. He had a 0 pass blocking grade in one of those games. He had an 8 pass blocking grade. It's taking him a while to figure out the NFL type offense and finding his role for this team. Thankfully, they're still winning. And thankfully, you also have to remember that Henderson's only a rookie. He's not it takes time for some players to figure out a transition from the NFL or from college to the NFL with how the scheming is, how much more faster they are. But I believe in TreVeyon Henderson that he's going to figure it out. It's going to take some time. You have a really easy part of your schedule where you go up against the Cleveland Browns next week. Then you have 2 tough games, but then you also have to go up against the Jets, who are 0-7. You go up against the Bengals, who struggle a lot without Joe Burrow. You have to go up against the Dolphins again. You have an easy part of your schedule, and then the Giants. So I believe that TreVeyon Henderson's going to figure it out. And the coaches, I believe that they still believe in him. Because there's many reasons why, and we'll get into that in a second. But if you have confidence in TreVeyon Henderson like I do, I know he's your second-round pick. You don't give up on him this early in the season. I know it's going into week 8 already, which is a crazy thing. Blink of an eye, and it's going to be week 16 here, and we're going to be talking about the playoffs here soon. But if you have confidence in Henderson, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. Coming up on the back half of the show, I'm going to tell you exactly why you do not need to worry about TreVeyon Henderson. And I think this is the Patriots' plan all along and how successful they have been with their record at 5-2. They have a plan for later down the line. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, well, guess what? You could cash in. You can now follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one single click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or someone whose picks that you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create on the new feed tab in Prize Picks. Yeah, football season. Basketball season starts tomorrow, and Prize Picks is giving you a max discount on Steph Curry to score more than 1 point. You can add that to your lineup. It takes literally 30 seconds. You just have to pick 2 or more players with that lineup, and then you could double your cash. So download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Back to TreVeyon Henderson. The Patriots have made it completely abundantly, obviously clear that he is the running back 2. And there's no need to put him even further below the bench. There's no need to say, oh, well, Terrell Jennings, he could be activated from the practice squad again and move even in front of him. No. The Patriots know what TreVeyon Henderson is, and they have made it abundantly clear that he's the running back 2. And it was reported by Diana Rossini over the weekend that the Patriots are not in market for a running back. And we were talking about it on this channel. Everybody talks about it. Hey, with Antonio Gibson kind of getting hurt, with him tearing his ACL, maybe you should go out and trade for another running back. Maybe you should go out and get a running back 3, some guy that has that safety valve, because Henderson is not filling his roles running back 2, and you also like to have 3 running backs on the roster. Well, here's what Diana Rossini had to say. She said, the teams I've talked to who I know are trying to move their running backs have not received calls from New England. And there are a lot of teams that are trying to trade running backs. I think they would have been ahead on this. They're fielding calls on several of their own players as well. And that tells me that they trust TreVeyon Henderson. They trust having the 2 running backs on the roster at all times. They trust that they can rely on Rhamondre Stevenson, which is just awesome to have a coach that trusts a player that still has a little bit of a fumbling problem, but we see the trust in him. He did not get benched once, and he is holding on to that ball, and he had 88 yards yesterday. But then you have Henderson on the back half. They trust him. If they did not, they would immediately go out and trade for someone. They would trade for a Dameon Pierce. They would trade for a Jerome Ford. They would get somebody to have right behind Rhamondre Stevenson. But they just keep elevating their third guy that's on the practice squad, Terrell Jennings. And Terrell Jennings has been solid. We saw him get some reps at the end of the game yesterday because it was completely over, and they're just holding on to TreVeyon Henderson. They do not want him to get hurt. They do not want him to get hurt. And Terrell Jennings now has been thrown into the special teams role. After Antonio Gibson got hurt, we saw at the beginning of the year, it was both running backs. It was Gibson on one side and Henderson on the other side. Once they saw Gibson get hurt, they said, we cannot have him get hurt at all. So now they put Jennings back there, and Efton Chisholm is starting to be active, and he is also back there at kick return. Because they said, why aren't you playing TreVeyon Henderson? We saw that beautiful kick return to open the Patriots preseason in August. And clear as day, their special teams coach said, we have two running backs. We do not want him to get hurt. They don't want Henderson to get hurt because they see him having a role here on the Pats. They see him being a part of this future. They see him developing into that James White type role. That we see this potential that he can, but it's just going to take him a while to develop. And Henderson will develop. I don't think we saw James White just come out of the blue back then. We didn't see Dion Lewis come out in the blue back then. We didn't see Kevin Falk just come out of the blue back then. No. He will develop as long as he's not thrown into the fire. He was thrown into the fire against the Steelers, and it did not work out so well. So, obviously, you go with Rhamondre Stevenson as your running back. He just can't fumble, because if he fumbles, you can't play him, then you're going to have to go to TreVeyon Henderson. And also, one more thing before I get on out of here. If you're going to run the ball with Henderson, have him run outside the tackles, man. He's a small guy. He's 5'10". He's speedy. He's quick. He can make cuts. Look at this rushing chart with his 9 carries against the Saints. It's just up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, up the middle. Try something around the outside. That might be another reason why he hasn't had success. He's a small guy, and the offensive line does not give them any favors in the run game. So put him out to the outside or put him in the passing game. Catch some passes. Have a screen pass or something. But overall, I don't think there's going to be a problem with TreVeyon Henderson whatsoever. I think this is just the Patriots' plan, and if they keep winning, I ain't going to fix it. So show TreVeyon some love. We know about Pop Douglas, how he went quiet for a long, long time, and guess what? He made a Spider-Man type catch yesterday and had a bunch of catches against the Saints. So there's no need to worry about anybody's role in this team right now as long as they keep winning. So go down in the comments section, spam your 32s, and while you're down there, also subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 34,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. We got live shows on Wednesday. We'll be live for the game on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns, so don't miss out. Hit that sub button, and as always, let's go Pats.